Hello everyone. This tutorial is a screencast on how to use this website, Resources for the Foreign Language Classroom. The first place we're going to go is the home page. As you can see under the home page there is a how to use this website, and that's where I'm going to place this screencast after it's completed. But on the home page you see there is a welcome, also a link to the brief survey about the site, a very brief explanation of why I created this website. Down on the bottom is a welcome video, just kind of to add a personal touch on why I created the website and how it's designed. And then there's this link here to my wiki that I created as a collaborative tool. So if we go to that wiki and go to pages and files, you'll see that the pages on this site are identical to the pages on my website, because it's an opportunity for other educators to put their tools, because certainly this is not an exhaustive list of tools. This is just what I experienced as being a good tool in my classroom. But I'm hoping that because of this website and because of this wiki that other educators will be able to add to it, so we have a very full list of tools that we can use in our classroom. I also want to mention that even though this website is called Foreign Language Classroom, there are so many tools on this website that can be used for other content areas. A lot of these things are generic enough that I think they could be applied to other content areas. But because of my experience being a Spanish teacher, that's where I focused my attention. Okay, the next page you'll notice is technology tools. The reason I put that first is because this class is computer-based instructional development, so it really made sense to put technology tools first. You'll notice this is not a lot of content. This is just 4 things that I used on a regular basis in my classroom. But again, I'm hoping by putting the wiki on the home page that I'll have some collaboration on that. The next page is vocabulary tools. Vocabulary is very, very important, not just for the foreign language classroom, but for all content areas, and especially when you're looking at children living in poverty. Vocabulary is something they're lacking. And so these were some things that I incorporated in my classroom. Just every time we're learning new vocabulary, we just do this practice of making a word wall cloud. And so you can see there's a certain format to it. You put the word and a picture, talk about the part of speech, the translation, and also put that in a sentence. And so I'm adding to this page, but as you can see right now, it's just talking about the vocabulary tool I used. The next page is e-organizational tools. This is a really important piece, I think, because as educators we're now having to manage our digital lives, and so these are just some suggestions that I have from my experience. But again, this is not anything exhaustive because it's just my experiences. However, I really feel that it is important to know how to stay organized, not just physically but digitally, because of all of the multimedia, the documents that we have to keep up with, the grading, and so on and so forth. Okay, the next page is lesson plan tools. We all know that teachers can't get away from lesson plans, and so on this page I have a sample lesson plans subpage, and also just some suggestions for making lesson plans. When we go to the More tab, we see a couple more categories of tools. We have some team building tools. So I talk about Barnga, which is a card game, which is a really good team building tool that talks about different cultural differences that exist among different groups of people, and also a hula hoop activity. One thing we can't forget as educators is building that team is so crucial in all classrooms, especially secondary classrooms, and so we really need to be intentional on embedding those activities. I know the tendency is to feel like we're taking away from our content, but I think that you'll see if you embed these in your classroom that it's going to increase the learning time available. And the same thing goes for classroom management. There's a page on here where I talk about some classroom management tools. As they say, if you can't manage them, you can't teach them. So having that classroom management in place is very important. Just some simple things you can do, like having a queue, and also managing your classroom by moving around and grouping students. Those things are very crucial as you teach your content. The last page is just, I called it other because there's 3 separate things on here. We have a contact page where I feel like I need to put that because people can contact me if they need to. Fortunately, that did not come out right. Let's try that again. Let me come back to that in just a moment. The other subpage on this is a quiz about the website. There's just 4 questions there about the contents of the website. And so it does give you your score at the bottom when you click Get Score. And then the last subpage is the site survey, which I linked on the home page just to get some feedback on the site, because I've never done this before, and I believe it's a very good experience, but I do want some feedback on that. Let me go back to that content page, or contact me page again. I'm not seeing it right now, but it is there. This is a page where you can enter your first and last name and also your email, and then it sends me an email with the comment. So that's all for my website. Again, let me go back to my home page and just remind everybody that this is for new and seasoned teachers, and that this is just some things I used in my classroom, and I'm hoping that by putting this website out there that other people will add to it. Thank you so much for watching this screencast.